Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the channel. If you're checking my channel on Christmas Day, how dare you go open some gifts, drink some eggnog, kiss somebody under the mistletoe, or just spend time with your friends and family. But after you're done with all the gifts and all the wrapping and all the cleanup, come back here. Just had a figure take a nosedive. Come back here and watch this video. It's Christmas Day, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Four Horsemen's Figura Obscura Mouse King. And yes, I will be spoiling the secret head. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Over the past year, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legions, Valaverse, AWOC, Zesray Studios, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy with how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. All right, here is a closer look at the box, and I love this beautiful artwork here. I no longer know if it's Nate or if it's the art partner that he has that's helping out with the Four Horsemen Studios. I'm not sure. We're going to take a look at the credits here in a minute, and we'll go over it. So here on the back of the package is, kind of like a little write-up of the Mouse King and the Nutcracker, and it's based on the Alexandre Dumas 1844 short story. And then there you have it. There you have the credits of everybody who worked on it. And let's see here. Package design and illustration by Nathan Barch, so Nate Barch, and Tom Tolman. So it looks like both of them worked on it. Which is really cool. Here's the artwork that is actually on the pin as well. And if you open it up here, you see this beautiful artwork of a Nutcracker, which is really kind of cool. And then here on this side, we have some artwork of the princess. And then here on the inside, we have this nice sort of backdrop piece, and as we're kind of want to do, we'll just kind of leave this up in the background, and I really like the mirror and the reflection of everything that's being cast there. It looks pretty cool inside of this clock, and then we have like this little lantern, this gas lantern with a little crown motif, and then everything's kind of enlarged inside of there. We're going to leave this up in the background while we finish the rest of the review, and we'll take a look at some of the things that it comes with. And first off, we're going to take a look at, it does come with a Four Horsemen base, this one in this sort of forest, sort of Christmas tree green color, which is really nice. And then let's take a look at the book that comes with it. Again, this is just a beautiful little piece. I know that Jeremy loves working on this each year. Character design by Eric Treadway, art by Tom Tolman, book content and design by Jeremy Gerard, and includes excerpts from The Nutcracker and the Mouse King by E.T.A. Hoffman and The Tale of the Nutcracker by Alexandre Dumas. And then there you go. There's the Four Horsemen in there. We have some historical photographs here and some old artwork, and it was it was kind of neat because my buddy Scott, who I do the podcast with, he and his daughter are currently reading the Nutcracker or the Mouse King, and he was saying that when he saw this come out, that he noticed that they had just gotten to the part where it said his crown had set, like, I believe he said something like the crown had like 7 mouse heads on it or something like that. I have not read either one of those, nor have I read this book, this little booklet, so I don't know myself. So that's pretty neat. They got some historical photos in there mixed in with Tom Tolman's art. And then there you have it right there. I love how they have the little crown on the Figura Obscura logo, which is really neat. So we'll keep that right there in the background, and we'll keep going. I mean, I love the beautiful colors this is creating. We're gonna go over all of the accessories and everything that is included. We are going to go over the head, but I will give you plenty of fair warning towards the end of the review before we go over that head. So please do not worry about spoilers. I will give a very clear spoiler warning before we get into the included head. And since it has been a while since I've received this figure, I've even been able to create a custom figure to go along with that head. So let's just go over some of the things that you get. First off here, I want to touch on this beautiful cape by C. Jessam. This is probably my favorite cape that has ever been produced by their studio. You get these little, first of all, I just love how it's, so you get this two-tone patchwork, so it just ripped up, destroyed, distressed cape. I love that. Holes inside, stitching, which is visible. You get this beautiful wash and dirtiness on the outside, which is great. Holes, stitching, little patches all over. This, you could pull this off and put this on any character in that the Four Horsemen have made, and it's going to stand out. It's just a beautifully made cape. Let's see here. Next up, we do have the Mouse King's scepter, which is really nice. And I love how Curtis kept saying that, I think in his Exploded review or on our live stream, he said that you could take the top off and it becomes like the holy hand grenade of Antioch, which is pretty funny. But this is definitely a beautiful, intricate little piece. You can see the silver work and the gold and the little green emerald jewel. And then you have this base part, which we've seen before, but that's a nice new little topper. We do get several new pieces in this set. We do have this nice new pointy sword in this gold and silver and black colorway. We've seen this a lot recently. We do get this new fur piece, and this I'm trying to figure out if there would ever be a situation where this piece would ever be used again. I'm not sure that we'll see it again, but the guys over at Four Horsemen, the whole team, they're creative. We may see this again, but you have this fur neck piece with the little decorative collar piece here, and then some beaded necklaces and a jeweled necklace on the inside. This is an extra piece that you can lay around the Mouse King's neck. And then you do get this tail. I will say that I've had this figure out and been messing with it for the last week and a half or so. And I will say that this tail stays on better than most tails do. It's very posable. The bendy wire on the inside is not very stiff at all. And then you can get some very nice mouse-like poses, and it does stay, like I said, it stays on him very well. We're going to go ahead and put it in a little support position because this is kind of how it's going to go on him when we get to the figure itself. And then as far as the hands go, we don't get a lot, but what we get, we need. We get two grasping hands, and they're beautifully painted. You have the fur going into like this reddish skin, and the black nails looking very mouse-like. They look very nice. And then you get two grasping hands, which are very creepy, again with that gray fur going into the padded. Look at just the detail in there on the pads on the hands. Looks very nice. When my wife was going through vet medicine school, we had several large jumbo rats that she needed for learning, that we had to keep in the house, and I can tell you those hands are very, very accurate. And then we get this just crazy monstrosity of a piece that I honestly don't know if they'll ever need this again. Bill over at Dorkler did a fantastic review of this, and I won't be able to touch his review, but I think he did point out that, you know, if indeed the little inlay neck pieces here, they do seem to be a separate piece that might have been glued in, and if that's the case, then there probably is an instance where these pieces right here could be removed and then something else could be used in their stead. We've seen many pictures where people have been putting skeleton heads on here instead, but yeah, it's pretty neat. You get this really gnarly backbone that's exposed and this curved claw bone here, but if you look very closely, you can see that that backbone piece is visible right there as well. I mean, that definitely is an extra piece that can be removed and replaced with something else. Clearly, the Four Horsemen are forward thinkers. They think ahead. And who knows, we could definitely see this again, maybe in Cosmic, who knows. But you do get a very similar collar piece sculpted in. As you can see, this has more like little frilly cloth material underneath it. You have different chains that are kind of overlapping and very similar beaded necklace and a very similar jeweled necklace right there. But very similar collar piece. This is the king head here. You do get, I believe there are 3 different styles of heads outside of the king's head. So the king's head, each head is individually articulated and can move, and they all are on just a regular Mythic Legions ball joint. So you could put like a 1.0 style head on here. But you do get 1, 2, 3, 4 regular closed mouth mouse heads. You do get one with the teeth exposed, and then you do get one that is snarling. So the 2 on each side are, you know, the way it comes like in package. These 4 on the sides are normal, and then you get the teeth up here, one snarling, one closed, and then the king here who has like 2 scratches across his nose. I do want to pop this off and show this up close a little bit, because this crown piece, while it is separate, it is glued on and not removable. So you do get one distinct king head, and then that's what it looks like with the head popped off. And of course, you can mix and match these. If you want to pop this head off and put the snarling head down here, you can set this up any way you want on your figure. But let me get some of this stuff moved out of the way, get this popped on the figure, and let me show you what the figure looks like straight out of the package. And here is a 360 look at the Mouse King sans cape. I just wanted to show what the body does look like, and we are going to take him off the base and punch in and look at him a little closer, but I wanted you to sort of see that, number one, he will stand up on his own, under his own weight, without the base. It's not the sturdiest of stances, and that tail helps out immensely. But yeah, this really does look odd without the cape. I just wanted you to get a good look of what that big headpiece looks like without the cape. But don't worry, if you don't want to display your Mouse King with this big, huge, gnarly headpiece, there are other options. So let me show you what that looks like. Now, again, we're going without the cape here just so I can show you what the body proportions look like without the cape underneath, the mechanics of it. But you do have this extra neck piece that is added if you want to add the cape to add some sort of royalty to the king himself. You do get that extra collar piece that we looked at, and you can have just a singular headed Mouse King if you'd like. And then we can pare this down a little further by removing the collar. And from here, you can just have like a singular mouse warrior with that added neck piece. Or what we can do is you could actually remove that neck piece altogether and just have the head on the base body. This is about as far down as you can get that to look, but it just goes to show you all the different ways that you can kit out this figure. So let's get him off that rotating base, maybe get rid of the background, and let's punch in on some of the details on the Mouse King. Okay, like I said, when you have the singular neck or the singular head on a neck, that's about as forward as it will get. I do want to show that for the very first time, I'm seeing a lot of paint chipping on this particular figure because of the heaviness and the intricacy of this heavy piece here, going on and off and being turned around. You are going to get some rub here in this area. But honestly, this is going to be a part. I'm not discounting it because I know that that's a big deal for some people, but I'm just saying this is a part that's typically going to be completely covered up on your figure at all times. But just to show you sort of the body underneath before we start adding things back onto it, I believe that this is the Wendaji body. So this is the upper torso, the lower torso, and the upper torso and the arms from the Wendaji, which is coming up soon. You can see the deep sort of butterfly joints that we're getting to where the mouse can sort of like, you probably have seen that really awesome picture that Nolan collects posted on Instagram of how he can get down on all fours and kind of crawl, and that's because of this butterfly joint that they've added in. That's really cool. I love to see the Four Horsemen sort of like work in some of the articulation from other toy lines that other toy lines are using. We're also for the first time getting an in-hand look at their double jointed elbows. This is the first time we're seeing that. Did the Jersey Devil have double jointed knees and legs? I believe somebody pointed out, and I'm not sure where I read this or saw this, but if you took this upper torso, which is not the one that comes on the Jersey Devil, and if you were to put this on top of the Jersey Devil legs, you would have the full Wendaji body, I believe. But looking at some newer pieces that we have here, I thought for sure these bracelets that we're seeing here were from the Thraxian Scout in the Cosmic Legions line, but I looked in the package and I didn't see them. I haven't opened that figure yet, but they're not on him in the package. Maybe they come from another Thraxian, but I believe these pieces maybe, if they're not brand new, then they are reuse from some sort of alien in the Cosmic Legions line. This upper belt piece here, so this looser belt, black and brown and gold and silver, all this loose piece here, this is from the Exiles Under the Mountain that's coming out soon. So that's a dwarf. That's a dwarf upper belt piece. This lower belt piece, I don't know where this has come from. I tried to go through upcoming waves on Mythic Legion's website, and I couldn't find this. So if somebody knows if this has already been answered, maybe I'll ask Trevor if he knows if this is either a brand new piece or something that hasn't been revealed yet. We've seen this belt piece before. I believe, as Bill pointed out in his review, that the upper leg here and the lower leg are also from that Exiles Under the Mountain, the male and female dwarf 2-pack that are coming out. So if you wanted to pop these legs off and put them on a dwarf, you certainly could. And then you have these newer feet down here. Now, we know that the Four Horsemen are always forward thinking, and that they're thinking of how could they probably use these feet in the future. Whatever they use these feet on, that thing is going to be terrifying. Because those feet are scary. And so here is the tail, and as you can see, it's plugged in and it's not falling off, and you can kind of move it about. This is the best tail. It pops in easily and stays on. It is kind of loose, but I'd rather it be loose than extremely hard or to break off. I don't want that to happen either. But for the body here, let me show you the different ways. So you have this deep cut in the neck, which is great. Here is the extra neck piece, and it has I think this is probably what does some of the paint rubbing right here, is this piece here. I do believe this is also the Wendaji piece, if I'm not mistaken. You can pop the head on right there, and you can see what that looks like. It looks great. And then if you wanted to pop, I guess if you wanted to put the collar or the cape on, this is probably where you would want to do it. Put the cape on right here. That's probably going to save you some of that paint rub. And then you can put the collar piece on, and then the neck piece. Well, let's go ahead and put the king's head on here. And then there you have it. There's the complete look. And you can see how the wire is very nice. I think it's a pretty substantial wire for the weight of the cloak. And you can have that like folded back if you'd like. but it hides. It has that nice sort of like hump, like right here. It just looks so good. Like this is just absolutely brilliant. I love the way this looks. It has a very kingly look. As a matter of fact, to me, this is a lot. This is a lot. I would have been happy if just this right here would have been the standard release, but leave it to Eric Treadaway to come up with something crazy and over the top and ridiculous and awesome and gruesome all at the same time. But yeah, this thing is just absolutely brilliant. And like I said, he will stand up on his own. I'm glad he comes with a base, because I think if you want to display him with this, that's probably the way to go. If you want to see what this looks like with this on, we definitely want to take the neck piece off and then put the cloak on and then put this on. And then here is what that looks like with the cape. And I would recommend probably using the base just for stability, just so that he doesn't, fall over off your shelf, take a nosedive and break something or break something else. But there you have it. There is the Mouse King. So before we wrap up our video, you guys know that the Four Horsemen Figura Obscura holiday, Christmas releases always come with a Christmas surprise. So here is your spoiler warning. If you do not want to be spoiled, please skip ahead to this timestamp right here to enjoy the beautiful pictures of the Mouse King. And but if you're sticking around after that spoiler warning, then you are going to be spoiled. So let's put him off to the side. So we're going to bring out the secret Christmas gift head, and it is quite astonishing. I really dig it. And if you kind of noticed on the box, they actually teased the head on the box, and I do believe in the booklet, I think I remember seeing a photo, some artwork of it, and that is it right here. It is the Nutcracker, and it is that particular head right there, and here is the head. It's a little different as it has an eye missing, and it looks like it has some sort of battle damage to it, but this is the head, and it is gorgeous. Mine, this is off on mine, so I'm sure this is just the way it just needs to be produced in two pieces for production. But yeah, this is just absolutely great. Heinrich Hoffman sent me this picture here that Bill shared in his private Discord of this custom using this head, and I was very much inspired. So I had some parts and pieces, some of these parts, but not all of them. So I had some of these parts right here, and so that is my pre-build before I did the painting. And then after I did the painting, here is what mine looks like. And if you were to pop the head on, here is my custom that goes along with the Mouse King. So it is my little custom Nutcracker. I probably should have hit this guy with a couple of more coats of clear coat, because the paint did rub off a few times last week. It's had a couple of, it's had more than a week to cure on my shelf, but I think it does, while it's not as cool as the one that Bill put together, I'm fairly happy with how this turned out, and I think he looks really neat, and he does display nicely next to the Mouse King on my shelf. So let's get this guy under some lighting and into some backgrounds, and see how he poses up. I mean, what else is there to say? This is just a masterpiece of a figure. Every time the Four Horsemen are allowed to just go wild on a big once a year release, a singular release that doesn't have to fit in with an overall theme. It's just, they go all out, and this time Eric definitely went all out. The paint team went all out. C. Jessam and his team went all out. Just everything about this is just, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful, and I love every bit of it. I love that we're getting previews of new parts that we haven't had in the library yet. That's always fun and exciting. And this is just a rad figure. You literally could buy 4 or 5 of these and have them all displayed differently on your shelf. I can't wait to see if this guy makes it into a retail release and how he has changed and how he is different. And, you know, if you did just want to make like a few mouse warriors to have, you certainly could do that as well. Just pop one of these heads on any soldier, anybody, and you're ready to go. But yeah, this is just a fantastic release. It's the secret head is also phenomenal. It's not something I thought about. I didn't know what it would be. A friend of mine happened to get his early, and I asked him to share me pics. I don't mind being spoiled. But yeah, like, this is just a fantastic release, and what a beautiful, wonderful way to end the year with the 4 Horsemen. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this release? Did you pick it up? Are you passing? Are you going to wait to see if they do it in retail? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Please do me a favor and check out our podcast if you're interested into, you know, listening to audio podcasts. If you listen to if you want to hear 2 nerds talking about action figures, hit us up wherever you download your podcast. Just search for our podcast called Across the Toyverse. Be sure to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I always say I'll see you in the Toy Owls, but this time I guess I'll say I'll see you in 26. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.